What's going on? Born for sports. And it has come that time of year in the New York Giants off season, the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine. And this is the time of year where we're going to hear a lot of rumors. We're going to hear it's lion season basically, but we're going to hear a lot of rumors that are true, that are possible, and are thrown out for different reasons, really, to explain a lot that goes on behind the scenes in NFL circles as free agency looms. Now, tomorrow, the combine officially starts for prospects to start running and, the underwear Olympics and show their medal, and a real good chance for those that are new to the NFL scouting combine, the way it goes, as the ones that do know, is for the teams to kind of get to know the top prospects. A lot of times nowadays, the real good prospects, they usually don't participate the last few years. Story for another day. It used to be where you've seen all the quarterbacks compete, you've seen all the top prospects run, show all of their stuff. Now, the last few years, it's kind of been watered down. The top guys, they know they're going to go high, don't, and just wait for their pro day. So you're going to see a lot of the teams get to know these guys and see if they're what their cup of tea is to select. Now, there's a lot of rumors going on that dropped today in Giant Land, and we're going to talk about it. And I got a lot of mixed feelings on it, man. Obviously, the big story and the big elephant in the room is who is going to be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants 2025 upcoming season and beyond. Well, there's been a lot of rumors the last 48 hours. Giants and Raiders are targeting Matthew Stafford. Now, I got a lot of mixed things and mixed feelings on this from a Giants fan point of view. Okay? Me, I'm looking at this from this point of view. To me, the Giants need to find their quarterback in the draft if they are able to select one or trade up for one. It is that simple for me. Okay? Everyone that knows me, I'm a point of attack guy. But without the quarterback being in place, all of that is moot. And it's been the biggest problem for the Giants the last 7-8 years, man. And this draft is the most important draft in Giants history, in my opinion. In history. Okay? Now, I've been a Giant fan since 86. Okay? Since I was a little whippersnapper. And I can't remember a time where the draft has been this important. The Giants have to find their starting quarterback this offseason. Now, you can go get a veteran, which the Giants will do and should do because it's always been their way. They did it with Eli, with Kurt Warner. They did it with back in the day with Scott Bruner and Phil Simms. And they did it for Daniel Jones when Eli stood the last year when they drafted him. Well, the Giants are set in that regard that is going to be the strategy to rise on the wall. But now these Matthew Stafford rumors are out. And honestly, I don't understand why the Giants would do this. And I'm going to tell you why. Matthew Stafford is 37 years old. Can Matthew Stafford still play? Of course he can still play. He can still play. But how long can he still play? That's the question. That is the question. And the Giants have to ask themselves, hey, are these quarterbacks our guy? Do we want one of these guys? If so, we got to do what we got to do to get one of them. Okay? Now, they're picking third overall, so there is a possibility they might not get a chance to pick their guy without having to trade up. Well, Matthew Stafford from that point of view, is an option. But I don't want this to be the top option. I just don't think that's smart on the Giants. Okay? Have we not learned from the Jets with Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old? I understand Matthew Stafford still might have a little football left, but how long does he have good football left? It remains to be seen. And let's be honest, he comes here. He really moved the needle for the New York Giants to become a better team and a playoff team? I'm not so sure about that. Has anyone out there looked at the schedule out there for the Giants next year? They've got a murderous row schedule. They do. Has anyone looked at the division who they're chasing? The Philadelphia Eagles, they won the Super Bowl. Washington made it to the NFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback. Dak Prescott is coming back to the Cowboys next year, which will make them better. And they won more games without Dak Prescott than we won this year. So does Matthew Stafford really move the needle to make the Giants a contender going forward? Maybe in the short term they can be better, but their bet better, in my opinion, is about 7 or 8 wins maybe next year. And with a situation, with a situation where, you're looking at the owner basically saying that you got to win, this feels like the owner is kind of pushing this. And to me, it better not be that. The Giants need to be looking for their franchise quarterback, not a franchise quarterback that can be good in the short term only, because they are not that kind of team. They are not a quarterback, Matthew Stafford at 37 years old, away from being a contender. That's asinine to me. And another thing you have to consider, what's the compensation going to cost? There was rumors they wanted a first-round pick for Matthew Stafford if they decide to move on. No chance in hell do you give a first-round pick at number 3 for Matthew Stafford at 37 years old. No chance. I don't even want to give up a second-round pick. Does people really realize that second round pick is the second overall pick in the round? That's a high equity pick to be given up for a 37-year-old Matthew Stafford who can still play but doesn't have a lot of time left. Okay, not everybody is Tom Brady can play to 45 years old. You're fooling yourselves out there if you think that. Okay, and you're taking them away from Sean McVay, the great Sean McVay, to put him on this team with less talent? No thanks on that. And on top of that, in my opinion, it just doesn't make sense. But on top of that, you got to give him an extension on top of giving up a high equity pick. Now, please tell me, can someone explain to me how that makes sense for the New York Giants to do that when they are not ready to contend yet? Y'all really want to go out there and pay $50 to $55 million a year to a 37-year-old quarterback for just maybe 7 or 8 wins? No, thank you. I'm not on that train. Now, if we are unable to get our young quarterback in the draft, maybe you can circle back and say, you know what, for the short term, let's go and do that. But man, I'm not giving up a first or second round pick for. Third round pick we could do, then that's fair. I get it. But I'm not for that temporary fix, man. I'm just not. I think it's just a mistake for the Giants to do that. So, in my opinion, you got to give me Cam Shador over a 37-year-old quarterback at $50 million per year. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. It does not make sense for the Giants at this point to do that kind of a move. They are not a Stafford away from contending. Go out there and get your guy, Joe Shane. Go out there. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get your quarterback and that move is available to Stafford, then you know what? I can entertain it better. But I am not choosing this route over drafting my guy. Let's get our guy, okay? Let's get our guy. Now, in my opinion, the sense that I get reading the tea leaves and I felt like this for months now, I think the Giants are going to end up trading up for their quarterback, whether it's Cam or Shador. We're going to hear more as the combine goes on. When they meet with Cam Ward privately, we've heard everything about Shador. We've heard everything. You know, they've done countless work on Shador since last season. Those are the reports. You see the reports out there about the Giant contingent with Shane and Brandon Brown, and Dave was seeing Shador in Colorado. So obviously that's an option. Okay. We haven't heard much about with Cam yet. So as I'm sure we will start to hear more things as Cam. I don't think he's going to participate in any drills, but he will be there at the combine and we'll be meeting with teams. So let's see what goes there. Let's see. But in my opinion, Giant fans, buckle up. The Giants are going to trade up to get their quarterback. if they do not get Matthew Stafford. And in my opinion, I don't want to trade up. Okay, I don't want to trade up, but I'd rather take that option than signing a 37-year-old quarterback that I got to give up second-round pick or better to pay him $50 to $55 million a year. Sorry, I'm out on that. Giants Nation, salute. Let me know how you feel about these thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Giants.